Hey guys, how you all doing? This is your boy Khan's Khanate, one of your favorite YouTubers, hopefully, haha. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about ancient Bactria and we're going to be doing a brief history on it today. So let's get started. The Bactrians are descended from the Indo-Aryans or Indo-Europeans tribes that had settled in Central Asia during 4100 BCE. And the first civilization that they first established was the proto-urban Bactrian Margiana culture, which is known to have made many works of pottery and lots of different sculptures. It was really interesting considering this was around the time where there weren't very many civilizations. Really interesting. And let's go into the meat and potatoes. Let's do the main course, the main part of the video. So, what were the Bactrians well known for? Well, they were well known for their trade and their infrastructure. So let's start with trade. The Bactrians were mainly situated in Central Asia in the middle of the Silk Road, which meant that they had access to silk and gold and silver, as well as other rare goods, which meant that they were able to make a lot of money. Plus the fact that they managed to settle on fertile soil, which meant that they managed to grow lots of different crops, which they could then feed their horses, the cows, the yaks, and managed to have lots of livestock, which meant they had a lot of food as well. And this meant that there were many settlements which were being made, which then developed into cities and towns. And then this also contained a lot of infrastructure. So we had fortresses, as big as the biggest building, almost as big as skyscrapers for the time. They even had their own irrigation, which, if we think about it, is really incredible, because not many civilizations at that time had proper working irrigations, canals. The plumbing is simply incredible. Also, they traded many rare goods such as lapis lazuli, gold, silver and silk. So when it comes to having the bling, these guys had a lot of bling. It was crazy, and they were making mad bank. So let's move on to their culture. So the Bactrians had mainly been tradesmen. They were very well known for their trade and their jewelry making. They made absolutely amazing jewelry, which can be seen in museums and seen in pictures. Absolutely incredible, amazing shapes. They managed to make swords, shields, helmets, necklaces, bracelets, plates, goblets. It's incredible. And also they had a very strong military as well. They were in many ways a warrior culture, as there's stories of important and influential Bactrian figures such as King Oxyrates, who's a semi-mythical figure who fought with the Assyrians, which is really incredible because the Assyrians were like the most strongest ancient power at that time. Nobody messed with the Assyrians. They were tough as tough could get. You know what I mean? Tough as they would beat their enemies, laugh, and then beat their enemies again, just for banter. That's how crazy they were at that point in time. But anyway, let's move on. They also practiced Zoroastrianism. In fact, an interesting fact is that the Zoroastrian religion itself actually came from Bactria. It's really incredible because most people think it actually comes from Persia, but it doesn't. It actually comes from Bactria, and it was preached all the way into Iran, which eventually meant that it spread into Persia, and then it became the main religion of the Median and the Persian Empire. Also, they were very well known for influencing Greek culture as well, and there was also a syncretic fusion of Greek and Bactrian culture, creating the Greco-Bactrian culture, which was really incredible. And also the Bactrians have descendants who make up the modern day country of Afghanistan. So A very interesting fact is the Bactrians are actually the main ancestors of most Afghan nationalities. So for example, the Pashtuns, the Tajiks, the Nuristanis, as well as many others. They're also very influential and very important for the Tajiks as well, because they're actually one of the main ancestors of the Tajiks as well, which is a really interesting fact, you know. So they were, you know, in a way they kind of you know, were the ancestors of two nationalities of two, you know, very important Central Asian countries in some sense. So diplomacy and relations. So we know the Bactrians were the most dominant civilization in Central Asia, and they had the most influence when it came to power projection and influence due to the sheer wealth that they had from the goods that they traded, and because of the fact they were on the Silk Road and in the middle of Asia, which meant because of that they were a very important trading outlet, you know. So lots of money used to come into Bactria, which meant it was a very, very, you know, sought after and prized province. And we know that they were one of the most important parts of the Persian Empire. And there's a little interesting fact that the Bactrians willingly joined the Persians via a marriage to the first Persian king, Cyrus the Great, which is really incredible if that's true, which, you know, I feel like that does have a lot of fact to it. And also there's another really interesting theory going out that Bactria is actually the first proto-Bulgarian country before Bulgaria itself. It's a really interesting theory, you know. Let's just, you guys look into that. I looked into it. It's a very interesting theory. And also they were very influential with the Greeks as well. When the Greeks conquered Bactria and Sogdia and Khwarezmia, the Bactrians were obviously the most dominant, and they actually put up the most fight against Alexander the Great and his Greek Macedonian army. And Alexander the Great had a huge amount of respect for them, and, you know, often employed them in his own army because of how simply strong the Bactrian warriors were. You know, they were simply incredible. These were the toughest guys there is, kind of like almost looking like Navy SEALs, but not obviously not as big. But, you know, these guys were like pretty tough. You know, you don't want to mess with these guys. They were great fighters. And also the Greeks managed to spread Greek culture all the way into Bactria as well, and like I said, they created this really interesting, you know, in many ways beautiful syncretic culture, you know, in the Greco-Bactrian kingdom. It was incredible, and there's like amazing works of art. I'm talking beautiful stuff, you know, like there's the Greco-Bactrian Buddha statue. It's really incredible. I invite you guys to, you know, check that out. And you know, all sorts of different archaeological compounds in Uzbekistan, for example. There is forgive me if I butcher this, my language skills aren't that great, but Khwatal Tepe and Khwesel Khan Tepe, there's the two examples. Sorry if I butchered that, guys. Like I said, my language skills aren't that great. And also, lastly, guys, I want to leave you off with another interesting factoid. Did you know that the Shahnameh actually mentions Bactria as well? You know, it has huge cultural significance, you know, in many different Asian and Near Eastern cultures. It's incredible. As well as the fact that it was even mentioned in the Zoroastrian holy book, the Avesta, for being a, you know, a beautiful and proud country, and where the banners usually wish to fly high. So, you know, that's a little interesting factoid, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a blast making it and researching it. It was good fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed. See you soon. Have a great day. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe. Show us a bit of love. I appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys soon. Have a great day, and God bless. See you. Bye. See you later.